Well, week 3 of the Ace NFL came and gone. And, it came, it saw, and a lot of chippiness happened today in week 3 in the Ace NFL. We'll get into it. We'll talk about it, be about it. But welcome to the show. Double A here, joined by our weekly correspondent, who, of course, will start his talk, if you will. So glad you're with us here on this Mizzle and Dub A7 recap show, even though Mizzle's doing the 9 to 5, but he'll try to chime in. But
hey man, it's all good. You know, I'm here for my weekly correspondence. You know.
No, I think
A7.
By the way,
we talk some A7 football,
Indeed, Double A here with the one, the only, you know him, you love him. Mr. Debo Munch is in the building.
Yeah, I really got to be Debo Munch today. I like it. I like when I get to be Debo Munches, and I got you did chains.
You did get to be the Swiss Army knife today, and
I like when I get to snatch chains. I like when I get to tell people that's my bike pump.
Yeah, you was deeper today, and greetings, Mizzle, coming to us from the 9 to 5.
I ain't been sore from an A7 game since July, but today I got a little bicep, little things. Hurting a little bit, but I'll be alright, you know.
Well, nothing will stop you from getting on that field, that's for sure. But week 3 came and went. Interesting things happened, and I guess there was a lot of drama that took place off the field, which was quite interesting. But
I heard there was some drama on the field too.
Yeah, that there were a lot.
I didn't get to see the
coming
end of
to
it.
blows, if you will. Which is
I didn't get to see the end of it, but I heard BIC and the U game ended controversially.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Mizzle, from the time that you were watching, did you see anything that was going down between the BIC and the U?
I didn't get to catch the fourth quarter, but the game seemed to be a little fair to me.
I thought the game was fair. I thought
it was fair.
Well, I just saw a couple comments in the players page that that the U got cheated by the refs at the end of the game, which indicates that it was a lot closer than it was when I stopped watching.
Well, the final score was 45-40. BIC does get the win to remain undefeated on the year. So, in 2 weeks, if it ends up being both teams undefeated when the Animals do play the BIC, that'll be interesting. And Shadow just came in and said they did.
Yeah, I did see that play. Yeah, that was pretty bad. That looked like that was a clean knockdown to me.
With the BS PI coming from Shadow.
I seen the one before half. The one before half is terrible.
Yeah, that was a bad call.
Well, I mean, they even watching the Animals and the Watchmen game, I think Will made a point to make his presence known, which is cool. You know, I mean, as a ref, my rule as a ref is let's not affect the game. That's I guess that's the way things happen. Will kind of said it before. I knew Will was gonna be on bullshit. I could tell by his post in the players chat before game started. So
well, if Will Franklin just happens to be watching this, Will, if you were watching the game or if you saw the play, if you can give us some insight, please let us know. We'll send you the link.
Yeah, I
Well,
thought
D
Wait,
it.
wait,
Rock.
wait, wait, hold on. First of all, man, I didn't get to say a shout out to one of my favorite players in the fucking league. What's up, Mike?
Oh, what's up, Miss? My dog. What's happening, bro?
Man,
You
thank you
know
for
me. I'm about to
chiming in
get.
and holding
I'm
it
about to
down
get.
for a little bit.
I'm about to get on this bullshit. I got hookah coals on right now, so y'all know what time it is.
Oh
Oh
boy.
shit.
Oh
Yeah,
boy.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Y'all know how I get. Oh,
My
hey, shout
bad,
out
Well,
to
Dub.
my brother.
I had to get that
Shout
out
out to
though.
my
You
brother.
know.
He could have
no,
played.
no, but hey. This is your show too, so I just try to navigate. That's all. But
Hey, my
yeah,
brother.
interesting.
Hey, my brother couldn't play today, but he had Michael's secret stuff on the sideline for me. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, I mean, that lays a good question, D-Rock, because after what we saw today, I don't know if you can call that anymore, because that was, well, I'll say like this. Is it shocking that the Insomniacs won? No. Um, is it shocking in the matter of how they won? No. Did I expect a better fight from Sick today? Yes, and I will just leave it at that. But I mean, like I said, the champs. I mean, this season you guys have come in with a razor sharp focus because obviously you guys want to be the first to do what has not been done in this league. And I mean, you guys have definitely taken that steps in doing so. But again, the depth was on display again today. And again, well, I mean, if you're
I'm
counting
a,
everything, from fall brawl to the natural season shadow, you are correct. Absolutely. If
listen,
we're going,
listen, listen.
if
We're not gonna talk. We're not gonna talk. We're not gonna talk much about our game. Our game was our game. Okay. We came, we saw, we conquered, we did what the hell we were supposed to do. The only thing I'm gonna say about our game, outside of I told you so, is um I'm going to reiterate what it was that I said last week on the show when DP was on. You know, that's my guy, and there's never no hate toward him. Just like the rest of Sig, like I got love for all them cats, and like they understand that. Hey, when I'm on the field talking, it's strictly football. That's all it ever is. That's all it ever is with me. So, um, but the one thing that I want to reiterate that I said last week, and I even said it on the other side of the ball on Wednesday was I feel like we got better as a team, and I feel like even though they got better as a team, they got worse at their most important position. And I think I don't want to really say that showed today. I just think they they set him up for failure because when you play the gold and the hunters and you get to sit back there all day and do what you want to do and throw passes that you want to throw, that's fine. And then week 3, you got AJ on your ass and C Mac on your ass and everybody else. Boy, it get real in the field real fast. You get thrown into the 5. So and I
it
don't
does.
think he's a bad. I don't think he's a bad quarterback. I made this clear on the other side of the ball. I don't think Kane's a bad quarterback. I think he's a great guy. I think he's a good quarterback. I just think it. It's again. It's tough to do what it is that you want to do when you going against us. And that's just the God honest truth. But
Well,
that's
I
all I'm gonna
mean,
say about this show. I mean
no,
about
well, I
this
mean,
game. You know.
all three were feasting today. McWillie had a sack, Moses had a sack, AJ got involved. So I mean, the the front three alone was eaten, and of course, Dark Kent decides to change his name to the Winter Soldier. Reeves was everywhere.
You
Um,
know.
I mean,
We look at Jimmy, we look at J3, we look at Prime and Will coming in and playing DB. Like it's tough. It is really tough. And I don't know if y'all heard me, but yeah, my brother he made sure I had my secret stuff today because he couldn't play. But we life happens. I always got respect for Sick. I don't even think that they're trending in the wrong direction. I just think if you couldn't get it done with JG, it's gonna be hard to get it done with anybody. And that's just the God honest truth. That's how I feel about it. I don't feel like that's a shot to Sick or that's being upset to that's being diminishing their talent or what it is that they do. I just feel like that's that's how I feel about it. So I mean, people could disagree with me if they want to, but you're not gonna replace JG and get better from JG. And then you got to couple that with the fact that we got better as a team. So, but that's enough of our game because the nonsense that happened is worse than the actual game itself. So,
Yeah, a lot
um,
of chippiness on the field today. A lot of chippiness.
yeah, and I guess I just didn't understand why. I mean, I get the talking and back and forth. That's football, but
Yeah.
people try to take it past football. And I make this clear. Like I talk a whole lot of shit, Mizzle. Like I talk more shit than most, but when I talk shit, it's strictly football. Like, and
Yes.
you'll never catch me disrespecting another man, calling him out his name or none of that. When I talk shit, it's strictly as a football player, I'm better than you. You're not good enough to fuck with me. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No.
But I think the problem is people take things personally and then want to go past it. And it don't make sense. You feel me? Especially when you're jeopardizing not only um, our division, but you're jeopardizing like our place to play.
Yep.
You're jeopardizing at that point. You jeopardizing my job. Like, what are we doing?
We
Um,
didn't learn from last season.
you feel me? So I really want it to be copacetic. Like all the shit talk, that's cool. Leave it on the football field. Leave it strictly football. And
Correct.
after football, everybody go home to their families. Cause ain't none of this shit that serious to be getting riled up over to the point where you ready to do some shit that's gonna cost you to be away from your family or take somebody else away from their family. So, that's my 2 cents about the situations. But besides that, I thought it was a lot of good football played today, and I feel like we need to get to these other games, these East Coast games, the ones that matter.
Man, let's start off with Mr. Tender in his record breaking day.
Hey man, hey man, hey man. I said this after week one. I said it. I said the Animals are the best team on the East Coast. I said,
Backing up his shit, talking too much. That man
listen,
said they was gonna, he said they was gonna put up a 50 burger, and they put up a 50 burger.
hey, listen. I take like Matt said it on the stream, but Matt was kind of being PC with it. Um, but I text Matt in the middle of the game and said, "Hey, bro, they big as big of assholes as we are. I love it. I like watching the bloods get their ass whooped is I don't know why it brings a different type of happiness to my heart because as somebody coming into this league new and being on the opposite coast, we don't get to do that. We would do the same shit that the Animals over there are doing. The only difference is we don't get to every week because we on the west.
Right.
So but if that were the case, like we would beat the U by 30. We would beat the Watchmen by 30. We like just real shit. I think we gonna beat the Animals by 3 scores in the championship game, but that's just
Ooh,
my personal opinion. Um,
I love it.
their best everybody's best chance was 2 years ago when the Nightcrawlers had us. That was the best chance they had of getting us. And when they didn't get us, everybody else is fucked. BIC thought they had it last year. I told Danye give me a kick return to the 50. That motherfucker cribbed it.
To
So
the house.
I told him, I said, in 16 seconds, bro, if you get me to the 50, I'll go score.
You're
But
on mute, Dub. There you
he
Danye
went and
said, "Hold
scored.
my beer." Yeah,
That's it. I can
he
count
said,
on my
"Hold the
guys.
beer."
But in real life, I just want to let like David Tender right now, because I was looking at BIC. I it's the Sterry and Ashanti show that we've seen before.
go.
Defensively, they are. I ain't seen it, bro. Like they don't look good at all. Um, they don't. I feel like we look better defensively than we do offensively, and our offense is potent. But um, I just feel like um, if BIC hasn't shown me enough defensively to make me go, well, they could stop tendering them. Um, but I got the sauce to stopping them. I watch too much film. You feel me? We know exactly how to stop Tender. But that's
Yeah.
and that's our concern. You feel me? Because yeah, these next 2 games that we got to play, we're gonna treat them like practices, and then you know we're just gonna go from there. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, certainly, I think DJ Matchsticks will be cashing out because he has said for the last 2 weeks
Yeah.
he really thinks it's inevitable that it's going to be an Animals Insomniacs national
I said it
championship
too.
game. Which, mm,
Mizzle, let it be known. I said it too. I said it the first week
Oh
I
no
was
no
on.
no 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 no. Yeah, that was said. That was definitely said.
I just don't think BIC has enough. Like as I'm watching this Animals and Watchmen game, and the thing that gets me is like the way that they talk about the East Coast teams, right? Like when you hear when you hear BIC, when you hear the Watchmen, it's like you're almost talking like you're talking about Zeus and Poseidon, and like it's like they're on a god
They're the
tier.
upper echelon of the East.
Yeah, bro, that nobody like these motherfuckers in Mount Olympus, and you can't get in there. And here come fucking the Animals busting out like the Titans did in Immortals, and no pun intended, and trying to take this shit over. And I like it. I think it's great for the league because like on the East Coast, like when you look at it, they go, hey man, well what we got, like there's no, you can't say like, hey, we can't take a team and build it. You feel what I'm saying? Because
Mm.
that's what the Animals did. The Animals built the team. Now, the only thing that sucks is it doesn't really work like that over here because as good of a team as you can build, Sick came in and proved it. As good of a team as they can build, you're not going to build a team that's going to be better than us. So that's the part that's tough because we built this team to be better than y'all. Like we wasn't really concerned with the Vegas division when we built this team. So, but I am interested. I am really interested for this game in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Um,
same.
it's
Because watching the East Coast streams, they've been saying that Tender's good, but he ain't beat this team or this team.
and he's
And
doing it.
right now, I mean, the young man is talking his shit and he's backing it up.
But
And
how soon they are to forget, right? Because a lot of what I hear uh on streams is, oh, is Tender the best quarterback in the A7? Is Tender the best quarterback in the A7? And, I mean, he's good, but are we forgetting that there's a motherfucker who just won back-to-back championships?
hello.
We just gonna leave that out. Okay, that's cool. That's fine. The best quarterback in the A7 wears red and black, and he plays for the Las Vegas Insomniacs. So yeah, I don't know if y'all saw that touchdown he threw Davik earlier, where he got smoked. He got.
Oh, you mean the touchdown where he like basically spun move and just basically just bumped his way in the end zone? That touchdown?
No, 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 no.
That
I'm
one?
talking. I'm talking about the one that scooped through Davik, where he got smoked on the throw. On the throw, he stood in right in the face of the blitz, threw it, got smoked, but delivered a perfect ball.
Yeah.
And I can laugh as they talk about how there's no pocket passers left in the A7. As I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like, you feel me? But I don't know, bro.
Where
I'm excited about the
where have
second
they been the
season.
last 2 seasons?
Yeah,
That's
I
what
don't
much he's
know.
saying. Yeah, it's exactly what he said.
I don't know. I like and I hope because I've been saying it and I've y'all know because y'all been with me as a now an official analyst on the Mizzle and Dub show.
Yes.
I've liked what I've seen from Tinder. I think the thing that makes it so satisfying for me is that David Tender is talking shit and then he's doing exactly what it is he says he's going to do. And that take a different type of nuts. Like, you know, like everybody can't do it. I do it. I do it every damn day I walk on the field, but
What up,
everybody
CP?
everybody can't be like that. And I think that's probably the thing that's the most impressive to me is he's telling everybody what he's gonna do and then he's walking out
Yep.
there and doing it.
Yep.
And bro, I love that shit. That just
I think he took what happened last season, took whatever happened last season and brought it into this season, and he's like, no, I'm here.
yeah, and I like it. I don't think they don't to me they don't do enough to stop him. But shit, if I was him, I'd be doing the same thing. Cause shit, if y'all ain't gonna stop me, I'm gonna keep doing what I do.
5 rushing touchdowns says a lot.
Yeah, 5 rushing touchdowns, and he threw for like 300 yards though.
I think he ran for 5 and threw for 2.
Yeah, but he
So
threw. But I'm talking even just yardage totals. Like, man, I'm watching him run, and there's like, I don't know. Like, I really think they scared to tackle him.
Mr.
Like,
Franklin, what's
oh,
up? So,
it's like
Will,
nobody wants
now
to get
that
in
you're
there.
here,
oh yeah, now we can ask
now that
about that game. Yeah.
That
now
PI, hey,
that,
Will,
that you're in here, Will,
that PI call at the end
what?
of the half was terrible.
Yeah, where did you ref today, or what did you see in the controversial
He was
ending
at Asbury.
between?
I know when Will at Asbury when I see that hat strolling on the field real fast.
Ah,
Ah, shit. Yeah, no, I seen him in the well, I don't know. Was he at Asbury? I just seen him. I know I saw him in the animals in the
I
U
think he
game.
was
I
in
don't know if I
Ashbury.
seen him.
I think I
Was
saw
that
him out
game at
there.
Asbury? The animals in that U game, was that at or not you? The animals in the Washington game, was that at Asbury?
it was at
Yes.
Asbury. It was
Oh,
very foggy in
Yeah,
Asbury
it was
Park
ugly.
today.
The weather was
okay.
that. That's
Then yeah,
perfect football
he
weather,
was in
though, man.
Asbury. That
Just think
PI
about.
call before the half, terrible.
Yeah, that was atrocious. That was pretty
Terrible.
bad.
That was almost as bad as Terrence
Well,
PI call on Gianni on fourth down today.
Ooh.
well,
Yeah, that one was bad
wow.
too.
Now let me ask you, gentlemen, this question. Given the fact that the Patterson U have lost back-to-back games, now certainly, now I've only been in this league. This is my third season, and I've never seen the U lose back-to-back games. Certainly since I've been covering the league. Um, is this? I mean, is this in a sense
Yes,
perhaps maybe the
yes,
end of the Patterson
yes,
U's run?
yes,
Mm.
yes. And I like it. I like it. Cause see, this is the thing, though. Like I've only been in the league as long as you as well. But when I got into the league, I heard two teams. There was two teams that everybody talked to me about. It was BIC and it was the U. BIC the U. The third team was the Night Crawlers because everybody knew what they had, uh, going with them. I was looking forward to the bounce back of the U after what happened last year versus BIC and them coming out in full force and going, all right, we came to take our shit back. You feel what I'm saying? Um,
Uh,
and Huff being hurt and them just not looking like the U teams that I've watched the past 3 seasons, 3 seasons, something like that. 2 seasons, 3 seasons, whatever it is. Um, I don't know. It's just not the same. It's it don't look the same. It don't
Yeah,
feel the same.
it looks a little
It don't
different.
feel like they're striking as much fear in there. Um, yeah, you know.
Well, Mr. Franklin, we wanted to discuss the East Coast before we came to the West Coast. You know, we want to give them the love before we start talking about out west. Hence the reason why we opened up with that. We'll get to the West.
All right. Well, let me tell you what happened in Vegas. Let
Oh,
me give
well,
a
well, Munchie's ready to get there. Let's do
let me give a, well,
it.
I'm gonna just give a quick synopsis, and then we can get back to that bullshit PI call. But um, the quick synopsis of what happened in Vegas today. The goal were able to score points, but they weren't able to keep up. Um,
the Gold shot themselves in the foot again.
I saw some good things from them.
Yeah,
So did
Uh,
I. I mean,
yeah,
at one point the game was
and
tied.
12-12, and
and they
yeah,
played some good defense too. It was a little,
yeah,
Yes,
they
they
did. I thought
they
they
had
did.
another defensive touchdown.
yeah,
I was flipping back and forth between that game and the BIC game. Um, but I thought that the gold looked much better than they had. I
agreed.
thought they looked better than they had against us. I thought they looked better than they did against the Hunters, and I think every week they're improving. Um, Dub, I'm also tell you there's a guy on the gold named Derek Cunningham, and he's a little upset at you, and I kind of have to, have your back as my guy, because he was like, you gotta you got to get my name right and da da da. But my guy was out there with a t-shirt on with marker on it, and so I was like, I said I'm pretty sure Dub didn't get your name wrong on purpose. I said I'm pretty sure he loved this shit damn near as much he loved his woman. His dream is to be an announcer, so he's not gonna
Damn
fuck
right.
up on purpose.
I
So
can back you up on that too, Munchie.
you
I can
know,
back you up on that.
well I know we've
Okay.
had these conversations. So to
Well,
me,
here's the thing, and I've said this many times. It's that simple. If you don't want me to botch your name, not that I do it intentionally, I have an inbox All you got to do is say, "Hey, Dub, this is how you pronounce my name." Like for
Well,
instance,
no, no, he, you had him as somebody totally. I don't know. I don't really care. I just know
no,
about
but my
you and your love for your craft, and that's
oh
why
yeah,
I'm bringing it up because I know
but what,
how much you love, your craft. So I'm just telling you the thing that I saw. Being a player in
no,
this league and then turn into an analyst, it's actually kind of fun because you get to see both sides and hear both sides.
well again,
Um,
here's the thing. Like there was a couple players over there that was wearing T-shirts, and you're trying
Yeah.
to draw a
with
Sharpie as a
Marcus,
number. How
yeah.
in the hell are we supposed to know who you are when you have that? Now again,
Hey man, that
I
was what I
understand.
said, but he
Now
thought
At
again,
she was
least
doing it
put your
on
last
purpose.
name on the back of it. If you're gonna put the
But
number.
again,
he thought she was doing it on purpose, and I'm sure you wasn't. Just check the page, Dub. You'll see what I'm talking about, and you can have your response to him. But I am.
no need to respond because if I respond back, then that means I let him win. No, like I said, if if you don't like, for example, Zach Cerrone from Sick came up into the booth because I know I've been botching his name a few times. I said, "Look, how you pronounce your name correctly?" He told me, "Boom, end of story, got it now."
Yeah,
All you gotta do is just tell me one time.
that's it. And you good? Yeah,
Like
that's it.
the one thing we don't want to do. What's up, Keno? The one thing we don't want to do is we don't want to botch player. That's the one thing a broadcaster never wants to do is botch somebody's name.
100%.
And
Hey,
being and
Keno went and
living
got
in.
him a dub today. Hey, I picked y'all too, bro. Just to let you know, I picked y'all
Congrats,
last.
Keno.
Y'all
That's
went
the
and got y'all a
Crusher
dub,
QC
on
bro.
the
Just making
board.
QC
sure.
Crush. Yeah, they played. Hey, they came
Yeah.
out there with vengeance.
Well, I didn't have a doubt of what was gonna happen with that game. I knew what Keno was gonna do. Even
Oh
like I said, even
man,
on
they
the
took
other
it.
side
They
of the
took it
ball.
to the octane on that one. It's like every time I looked up, I'm like, damn, they scored again. Damn, they scored
Even
again.
even on the other side of the ball, bro. I told him. I said, yeah. I think Keno got a chip. I asked Derek. I told him. I said, yeah, Keno got a chip on his shoulder, bro. I said he gonna go crazy. They gonna go. They about to beat the dog shit out of the Octane.
Well, they won by a score of 49-20. The Heathens beat the Buzz 38-14 as the Heathens have won two
Anybody
straight.
surprised? Anybody surprised about the
No,
No,
Heathen?
I think we all picked the
by the
Heathens to
Heathens,
win that
no.
game.
Just making
Um,
sure we.
as as mentioned earlier, the Animals beat the Watchmen in a battle of unbeaten's 58-32. Um,
And the score
controversial.
could have been a lot worse than that. I think the Animals
I believe it.
kind of kind of pulled back a little bit towards the end. On the defensive side, I think Tinder was trying to put up 70.
Oh yeah, no. Tinder was definitely trying to uh trying to score 60. He definitely was. Most definitely.
He
You
said
know.
we had to, from
From
what
what
Derek
Derek said
said
on
on
it.
last show.
Yeah, bro. I don't know why he was trying to make it seem like it was gonna be close. I told the homie. I said, yeah, nah. Uh-uh. I knew it. I knew what time it was, bro. I knew what time it was. Yeah, I don't know, bro. As I'm watching these games, I think the league is becoming more balanced overall. I think the
Well,
West Division,
I'm about to
the
say not
West
the West.
Division,
Everybody's saying the West
is
going. Well, some people are saying the West is gonna fold because you guys are just too dominant.
well. I don't know if the West is gonna fold or not, and quite frankly, that's not really my concern. My concern is three-peating. So, um, I mean, people gonna have their opinions or whatever. They like assholes. Everybody got one, and they all stink. So, that's
That's why
just,
you. That's why. That's why. To quote Beavis, you need TP for your bunghole.
you know.
Oh baby.
But for real, like everybody's gonna have an opinion. That's okay. I'm okay with everybody having their opinion. Just make sure that when you have your opinion, it come with some type of facts behind it or some type of drawn out thought process or some type of because I understand I understand them wanting the division to be better because they want to see this division continue because they want to see the cross country rivalries continue to build and da 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 and I'm 1,000% for that, absolutely. But the problem is that um apparently all of the good football players in Las Vegas are my friends. um and people don't have friends who are good
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
or
Not
good.
all. Just your
So,
teammates.
you know, that's just what keeps happening. And but I don't feel bad about it because if these wasn't guys that was on birthday trips with me, if these weren't guys that was invited to my my son's birthday party and things like that, then I would care. But like these are my brothers for real. So to me, I don't. We don't care about opinions, bro. We don't. The West Division is has fallen off. But I will say, as much mess as I talk about the stealth, um, I do like what it is that they're doing because they're understanding of, hey, we got a team, we need to build a team, and while we may not be where the top dogs are right now, we working to get there, and I can respect that. You feel what I'm saying? Um, I could definitely respect that, and even how they put it together today and pulled away. That's what a good team is supposed to do. You struggle in the first half a little bit, that's fine, but you find a way to pull away at the end, and when it seems you're supposed to be. So, um, yeah, but that BICU game today, it didn't. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, and y'all can tell me if I'm wrong, but it didn't have the same feel as normal BICU games.
Well, I really didn't get the chance to watch because as that game was going on, I was doing you guys and sick, so I would
I
have to
mean,
watch myself
that was
to see
The BICU game was before us and six. That was at the same
Yeah,
time
before
as
us.
the those
it
games.
it
Okay,
started
okay,
off competitive, but then I just don't know. In towards the second half, something just changed.
Maybe it's just me, Mizzle, but I don't. It don't feel like that you ever thought that they was gonna win. Maybe it's just me.
I
Maybe
I I did ask him towards the game, like, did you check out a little bit?
it
I,
didn't.
I
okay. That's what I figured. Um, as I think Munchie's signal got put out, hopefully he'll come back in. But just recapping what went on here in Week 3 of the A7FL. Again, the BIC did beat the Patterson U by a final score of 45-40, although some say it was amidst controversy. Um, I know, right? No, but Missile's checking back in. But I mean, the animals continue to roll as they're running this gauntlet. Of course, everyone's awaiting the meeting between them and the BIC. Um, and I think Debo Munchie is back, as technical difficulties do happen. But earlier also today, we saw the QC Crush get on the board with a 49-20 win victory over the Octane. We saw the
Man,
Heathens 38-14 get a win
that
over
was
the DC
that was
Buzz.
pure domination that game.
Now, does anybody know the final score between the Renegades and the Orange in the Corey Hammond Bowl? Does anybody know the
I
final
didn't
score
get
of
that
that one?
score. I didn't
Okay.
get that one because I was focused on the Sick Witted Insomniacs game when that was because that was played at the same time, correct?
Yes. All
Yeah, I
right.
was
So we
trying
don't.
to. I didn't get a chance to dip into that one, so I don't know
I
what
didn't.
what.
I didn't see no feed for it. I was trying to look for it to try to
Okay,
give
well,
the
no, I think
fans.
JP and was watching it, I believe. So I believe there was a feed, but no, I didn't get the
Okay.
matter. I don't even know if we can wait to find it.
All right. Well, I will try to dip in for a final score in a few moments. But here in Nevada, we saw the Stealth.
44-6 Renegades. Good God.
Sheesh. All right. Well, thank you for the
Well,
score, streams and
thank you,
means,
CP. Yeah, yeah, thank you.
which is quite
Act
quite
crazy.
insane. So CP3 of the East Orange Renegades gets the win as the Renegades now going to. I mean, realistically, I mean, if we really want to be technical, the Renegades really should be 3-0. They really should be.
What?
Um,
Oh man, that. Oh. And then we're talking about a whole different story with the
yeah,
BIC,
we are. Yeah,
right?
we are. Yes, we are. But I mean, the Renegades are 2-1. I'm sure they're pretty
My
pleased with
bad,
them
guys.
getting the win.
I
Hey,
had to deal with I had to deal with the 2-year-old. It's his birthday and
oh
he
yeah,
woke up.
oh yeah,
So
Oh, Daddy duties,
daddy
hey,
yeah,
duties.
Daddy duties.
yeah,
All right, we, I've been there.
that's it. But yeah, no, I'm excited about the future. On this season of the except beyond this season, I don't really know what's gonna happen, but I know this season's gonna be very, very interesting to say the least.
That it is. That it is. And CP3, if you're still in here, Keno has a question for you.
He answered it.
Oh, you did? Okay. Thank
Yeah,
you.
he said, yeah, I'm playing, bro. Can't wait to see you.
Oh, next week, the Renegades got the crush.
Hey, that might be that. Now
I
that should
think
make that a game of the week.
they should realistically.
That should be a game of the week right there.
Well, I think the Renegades might win it.
Uh,
Ooh, spoiler alert.
I mean, I haven't seen anything from the Renegades that would say otherwise. That's all I'll say.
Well,
Ooh,
again, before you came back in, I said technically speaking, the Renegades should
should
be
be
3
3 and
0
0.
like the Animals.
But
Yeah.
I like Keno. Keno's the one I think that gives them. Is it gonna be in Jersey or is that game gonna be in Indy?
It's
That's
in
the question.
Baltimore. It's in Baltimore.
Um,
Oh,
yeah, then yeah. I do like I think it'll be a closer one than we're expecting, but I do think the Renegades are gonna pull it out. Definitely think the Renegades will pull it out.
So they got the Watchmen next week.
Who?
I believe the Renegades
the
got the
Renegades.
Watchmen.
Oh,
They
okay.
they played the Crush week 5.
That's the same week as the BIC Animals game.
Oh well,
Ooh.
The win. I think the Renegades Watchmen game is gonna be a lot more interesting than people think too.
I
I
agree
can
with
I
that.
agree to that. I
I
don't I
feel
don't
like
disagree with that.
that's the 3-4 matchup right now because I can't listen, man. As much as we love the U and what they've been, the U look like the fifth best team in the East right now. You know, and
Mm.
that's crazy to say that out loud. But I watch football religiously, um, and I've been doing it even more so now because I'm an analyst on an A7 FL podcast, so I got to make sure that when I'm talking, I know what I'm talking about. So because if there's one thing I hate about sportscasters is people that be talking but have no idea what the fuck they talking about.
100%.
Well,
So
which is why we always try to back up our show with facts. That's why we're always
Yeah.
you know,
constantly looking up stuff
it's
That's our
to make sure
motto.
like we ain't trying to get stuff wrong
that's good because my motto is facts over feelings. So
Oh
all
yeah.
day,
Oh
you
yeah.
know,
all day.
so yeah, that's that's just how I feel. But yeah, I know the that
Like Corey. Oh.
Oh
shit,
boy,
man,
it
shit.
was coming. It was coming eventually. It was coming
Oh,
eventually.
oh baby.
It never fails. There's always one to just always want to throw that name in there. It's just okay. Where's the reference coming? And then bam, there it is. Never fails. Never fails. But how you doing on this early Monday morning, late Sunday evening here on the West Coast as we're doing the Ace NFL recap show here. We're joined by Debo Munch, Eric Schuford, joined by Mizzle, and yours truly, Double A, as we are going through what happened in Week 3 of the Ace NFL. BIC and the U took place. Insomniac Sick took place. Heathens and Buzz, Renegades, and the
They real
Hawks.
life made week 3 rivalry week, and I like
Yeah.
it. I don't think it disappointed.
No, well, no, it didn't at all. But it just seemed like you guys came out with like I wouldn't say a fire under you because you guys always come out with fire, but it seemed like you guys were determined to get to the quarterback.
I keep telling people this. I keep saying it. We're better than we've ever been. This is the best team that we have ever assembled.
Well,
The
then, well,
the the absolute best team. Now, the problem for other teams is that we already back to back champions. So if we were already back to back champions and we got the best team we've ever assembled now, What does that mean for y'all? And I don't think people realize that. Like I think, like even today, right? Everybody's gonna discount what we just did to Sick.
They
Um,
shouldn't.
well, no,
They
but they
shouldn't.
are, and they're gonna
I
say,
don't know.
"Oh, Sick
I
isn't as
don't know
good."
why.
When, if we're being honest, um, if we're being honest, um, Sick has lost to one team in the A7FL.
True.
That's it. Sick has only lost to one team in the A7FL. And last
Factual.
year, if you had put us against um, the BIC, or not the BIC, who was the number 2 seed last year? I think it was the U,
Yes.
and Sick against the BIC. That game would have been close too. The the BIC and Sick game would have been just as close as ours was with them. So to me, I just think that Sick gets discounted because of everybody else in the division, and they're kind of like in stuck between a rock and a hard place because it's like on one hand y'all have the league champions for 2 years in a row that y'all can't seem to beat for real, and then on the other hand y'all have a bunch of teams who suck and y'all keep beating them. So it's kind of up in the air to me.
Well, I would just say this. We were blessed to have Zelly come in the booth and interview with me and Chris during the half, and then he laid another bombshell on me when he talked yeet, absolutely. And then he lays another bombshell. Okay, first off, last year you guys telling us when y'all got juice that he was 20. Then all of a sudden he tells us in the interview at halftime that Moses is only 19. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? So not only are you guys recruiting these good players to come along and be the next installment of the Wolfpack, but they're young. I'm just like, what? Like, and I mean, Moses, for him being 19, looks like he's a mini, like he could go play middle linebacker right now somewhere.
Man, listen, we find guys who want to do what it takes to win championships, and then somehow, some way, they're
That's a
either
that's a good
family
that's a good
or really
question.
good
Streams and
friends with,
memes.
with the people on our team, and that's that's just what happens.
Munch, there's a question, sir, from
You said there's a what?
There's a question in there. Someone's where was the force in Munch Heresy? Why
In much
couldn't they get it
hierarchy.
done?
Um, why couldn't they get it done? Because the Insomniac showed up. That's why they ran to play 8 man. Hi, Dad. That's why they ran to play 8 man and put pads on. Was because the Insomniac showed up and they knew they couldn't do nothing with us. What's up, Papa? Sleepy? Okay, let's go upstairs and go to sleep. Y'all want me to be honest with you? That's literally what happened. The
You can
Insom
call us S&M.
I mean, the Insomniac showed up. Um, and I just really think that they coaching staff just realized that they wasn't gonna get it done. You know, best of luck to them and their endeavors and what it is that they're doing. For their future or whatever it is. But what it feels like, I'll say, is it feels like they ran from us. It feels like they knew that they wasn't gonna be able to win nothing in this A7 after we got here, and then they said, "Yeah, all right, we're done. Let's go somewhere else."
How long were they in the league for?
They were in the league before us. They was the one. They was the first team.
Oh, damn.
They
Okay.
were the first team to go to the East Coast and win it. And I got respect for the Force, believe it or not. I just talk about it shit because they players do. We're about to go upstairs, so relax. Like, come on, let's go. Like I talk a lot of shit because they players used to, but come on. But but I think the thing with the Force is I don't know, they just like I think they were number. What's the matter, Dad? Come on. You okay? Come on, let's go in here. I think the thing with the Force is a lot of their their doing was that they were third best in Nevada. Open this door for me, please. Oh, relax. Come on, you come lay with me. Come on. So that's and I don't think I think that's taken out of context. Um, a lot of people don't realize that as a city, as the city of Las Vegas, we had three teams that were good and competitive. As the
Yes.
entire Atlantic coastline, they had three teams that were good and competitive. Yes. And they're comparing us, and I don't think it's fair, but turn the light up a little bit, Leah, please. Just a little bit. I don't think it's fair that that's good. I don't think it's fair that they compare it to um they compare us, the city of Vegas, to the entire Atlantic coastline. But yeah, yeah, I just listen, man. I show up, I play, I take a look at what's going on, and that's it. After that, everything else is up in the air. Whatever the force had going for them, I wish nothing but the best for them. I swear to God. Um,
Yeah, I
because
thought they were gonna come. I thought they were gonna come back with a force.
I mean, literally, right? No pun intended. I
Yeah,
thought the
right.
same, but apparently they felt that their opportunity to play 8-man was better than their opportunities playing A7. So,
Okay. Okay.
and that's why I said, to best of luck to them. Yes. What's up? You gonna lay down? Lay down. Get your blanket.
Okay. So they took their team to something different. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They went to 8-man.
Okay.
They went
Okay.
to 8-man padded ball. So, I mean, uh, whether or not they're gonna be successful, I don't know. I'll hope they are. I hope they're really good at what it is that they do. And I wish them nothing but the best. I just talk shit when it comes to football. So when people get to talking about what happened to the force, my first response is, "Oh, they ran from us." That's it. But I know they didn't really run from us. Like I said, they felt they had better opportunities. But the force was still the number 3 team in Vegas. The force would beat the stealth, I think. But even though they kind of made up of the same teams, same players.
So we got.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what I'm saying. I wish them nothing but success. For real.
welcome
So
to the stage. We got Coach. How you doing this evening, Coach?
How you doing?
Oh, we're doing good. We're doing
what's up, man?
good.
Okay. You gotta
So,
lay down. Lay down.
what you take from today's
Lay
game?
down, right? Lay down. Nope, you good. What
Uh,
you say?
this is very chippy. And didn't have to be.
100%.
Uh, we got some out loud mouths, but they got a bunch that obviously they just don't like losing to us. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean nobody does likes to lose, but everybody really hates losing to us.
Yeah, you guys had a nice game plan today. Like, and seemed like whatever you were calling was working.
Well, I mean, no disrespect to their new quarterback, but he didn't understand what he was going up against.
Munch said the same thing.
You know, I mean, we had two of our top players on defense that weren't even playing today. Three, actually, three of our top
Hmm.
guys that weren't even playing today, and he only went against you know some of the best defense that A7 has. It sucks because we can't show it against the East, but unfortunately that's not our problem. If it was up to us, Munchie knows if it was up to me, I'd get us a great sponsor and we'd be traveling to back east because we like to travel together. And that's
And that's
why,
been a lot of talk. A lot of the East Coast player teams want to play the West, and
well,
that would be great.
we're a destination city, so flights out here are cheaper than for us to fly out there.
Facts,
Facts.
facts. Because I tried to fly to Ashbury for the championship game, and I was like, nope.
Well, you got to fly into Philly like we did. It's cheaper
Yeah,
that
Well,
that
way.
well,
flight
yeah,
to
that's what I
Jersey.
meant.
That
Flying to
flight to
Philly, yeah,
Jersey a little expensive.
yeah,
But I like what DT is doing back east. You know,
yes.
it seems like the legacy teams are starting to. They've
Literally
been
what I was just
dominant.
saying, James.
They, they've been dominant this whole time, and then now they're starting to see.
the new
Like
the
it's
young the
not.
new kids on the block done
Yep,
showed up, and
Hmm.
it's not that
you
easy.
know
You got the Renegades that look good,
Yeah.
hence flag team. If you know it sucks for Sick with it because with JG, he ran a pretty good offense for him, and I think they would compete very well with the East Coast. Also, like Munch said earlier.
Yeah, they do. They do look a little different. Not saying that Stone King is not good, but like you say, JG brought a little something different to that team.
Well,
That's
I mean
lacking.
he's a rookie. I mean he's only what maybe a season in at flag also. So it's not like JG was playing years of flag, just like Scoot was playing years of flag. And, getting that with Munchie, getting that experience with Munchie, that chemistry with Munchie.
Hmm.
Nobody has better chemistry than Munchie and Scoot. I don't care. There's not a team in the league that has better chemistry than both of a quarterback and wide receiver in the league have better chemistry than those two.
Correct. Correct. Hey, let's talk about your quarterback out there with the lead block too. Oh my God.
Well, I mean, you want to talk about everybody. I love DT, and I'm glad he's kicking ass right now. But like Munch said, everybody's overlooking Munch, or not Munch. I'm Scoot. But look what he does. Look at how selfish he gets. He could have passed for like 400 or 500 yards today.
Yeah.
But you know what he did? He wanted to show dominance on what we do. We come out, we play bully ball. Simple as that. We want to look you in the face and say, Munchie will sit there and point out the blocks to everybody and then just ram it down your throat.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I got a question for you, Munchie.
What's up, Miss?
On the touchdown that Sick got, you were having a discussion with your teammate. Was it about the scheme of the play? Was there something that didn't go right
We
that you
don't.
saw?
It's something my big homie told me. We don't scheme for teams we better than. We don't scheme for people we're better than. So we was playing man. That was why I was snapping on Gianni. Was because
Okay.
we're playing man and there's no way that you should lose.
Okay. So
You
basically, do
know.
your job.
Yeah, that was it.
Okay.
But even at that, like even on the three on like, and I think that's the thing that like the parts that go unnoticed, the parts to being a championship team, it's a bunch of things that go unnoticed, and I don't think people recognize like the little things and how important the little things are. But we were up like I think we were up four scores. It was like 26-0, and then we had a 3-on-1, and I watched Will give up the wide side after the throw, and they returned it maybe to the 35-40. But like what like I was still on Will ass because I'm like pause because I'm like, hey bro, we gotta make sure that we still doing the things that we need to do because we're not playing against sick. Like we're playing against BIC, we're playing against the animals, we're playing against the watchmen, the you whoever it is gonna be on that side. So we gotta make sure that as we're working on things and we're doing things, we're practicing good habits. You feel me?
Yes.
Um and so uh I just think like the minute details of the coaching and the game planning and the things that go into us winning, they go unnoticed because y'all just look at us like win, you feel me? So nobody really pays attention to all the intricacies that go into us winning. Just
I
that
like
oh
that.
they win and they just think they're better than everybody. Well, like that there's a reason. The way we
We don't think.
prepare, the way we conduct ourselves, the football knowledge that we have, like it makes a difference.
Well,
That's tremendous.
well, again, like Chris and I had talked about, um, the reason why you guys have been so good is we've said it, coaching, but more important than that, organization and structure. And I really think that gets overlooked a lot as to why you guys have been successful these last 2.5 seasons.
Hey, Munch, remember the first season they said that we were dysfunctional?
Yeah. They said they thought, and then
Wow.
Chris had to come back and correct himself and say, no, I was down there on the sideline and I realized it's not dysfunction, it's just football talk, you know.
Somebody has bought in, Munchie. One
Of
of your
course,
teammates has bought in, man.
of course. Well, you
Megatron.
don't like that's the thing. Like even like Scoop was talking about Will. Like the beautiful thing about Will is that he did buy in. Will almost didn't come to the Insomniacs because Will like he's we talking about starters and da 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 and all of this, and then he realized Oh shoot! Like once I think he came to a practice and was like, "Oh damn, it ain't about who's starting or who ain't. It's about who's making
Okay.
plays." You
Now
feel me?
guess who's back? This can only mean one thing. 2-5, is that you?
You goddamn right. What's poppin', brother?
Hey, I was thinking that. I just didn't want to say it.
Yeah.
What
That
up, brother?
Mizzle and Dub show without me. You feel me? What's poppin'?
Man,
What's
it's
going
Get
good
on?
to
a
hear you,
special
brother.
guestness in here.
My dog.
Right? Mr. Live with 25 himself.
My dog.
Knox, good
Hey,
job
Yeah,
now,
today. How you
plus,
now
feeling,
you
bro?
got to start doing.
you
You got to start
feel
doing
me?
West
We
Coast
can.
lives because CP3 and RTU be thinking they're doing something.
But then you're going to limit yourself on Facebook, though. With the guests you can have.
Gotta take that shit over to like Kick or Twitch.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not wrong. But 2-5, good to have you in the building. Always good to see you, and of course you dropping your knowledge. So just go ahead and let loose.
What's the deal? What's the deal? What's the deal? Where y'all want to start?
Well, we got to
Oh,
start on
you
the
go.
West according to Will.
I'm with it. Let's do it. But then I ain't a part of y'all circle, so I gotta do my own shit.
Yeah, no. You offer a different mind frame and a different opinion. So go ahead, bro. You give your opinion from the outside, because mine is from the inside. You feel me?
On what today?
Just the overall state of the league right now.
Uh, I feel like overall, it's just like every coast, right? Every coast has a big dog. You feel me? For
Hmm.
us, it's you guys. You guys are the big dog. Y'all set the tempo for a lot of teams. With what they, you would want to say with what they would want to get to, but it doesn't get, or that message necessarily doesn't really come across as they have the same goals and ambitions as you guys. I've said it before, and I've said it to multiple teams. Y'all's main goal, from what I've heard, I should say, from people I talk to, or even just what I see and what I know from knowing a lot of y'all personally outside of this shit. You feel me? Where it's like y'all motherfuckers be focused on the bag. So y'all motivation, at least for me, is the bag. You feel me? These other teams, their motivation is you guys. They're not motivated to get the bag because they don't even know what it's like to really get a bag. As
Mm.
far as when it comes down to flag tournaments, when it comes down to the A7, when it comes down to, different pop-up tournaments and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
they don't necessarily have the same mindset and goal. Do I feel like there are some teams that could put some shit together and really get y'all a run for their money, or get y'all really a run for y'all money? Of course. But with that, it's gonna take the right people around them to really get a certain message across. You feel me? And really get people to stop trying to focus on themselves. But until then, I don't think that the league is getting watered down. I don't think it's anything of that nature. I feel like it's, like you said, it's becoming a little balanced, but there's always gonna be that one team that's just really like that. You feel me?
Well,
And for
bro,
the
as
past
long
couple of seasons, it's been y'all.
I feel like as long as you can choose who you play with in this league, um, like that's just what's gonna happen. You feel me? Where your iPad at? But no, bro. I think you nailed it on the head. Like our motivation, our focus is much different than everybody else's. Like
Hundred
everybody, like you
percent.
said, everybody be focused on beating us. Yeah, bro. We don't really be worried. We be trying to figure out how we gonna win this how we gonna win this third championship and win this money, bro. For real. And like
No,
and
for
like
real.
it's crazy because you say the bag, like, and I think people think you mean the money, but and while the money is cool, the money is great, you feel me? But like, bro,
Nah,
that
it's,
don't
it's
she right there.
it's a lot of
That don't
stuff in
even
that bag. You
that
feel
don't
me?
even yeah, you feel me?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, nah. That's just
feel me?
dumbing it down. You feel me? And
Nah,
just
for real.
Man, I like that outtake. I
I mean,
like
I
that
feel like
outtake.
even the East Coast, right? A lot of talk when they first had, you feel me, even heard about y'all. I was like, oh, they wouldn't come down here. They wouldn't come down here. that happened. Everything that
Yeah.
a lot of people were saying wouldn't happen for y'all, y'all made it happen. Feel me?
Yeah,
So it's like you can't say anything really because we'll just even keep it. At least this is me saying it. Y'all could lose the next one, right? But it's still two up under that belt. You know what I'm saying? To where it's like, okay, y'all finally got one, or y'all finally brought one back, or however they would want to look at it. You know what I'm saying? But that would just even motivate y'all to even get more stronger. So it's like, I just feel like y'all's team motivation is just different compared to a lot of teams.
100%.
yeah. It's just I think it's just the difference in like because like Knox, you've been around for a long time. Like, bro, we took L's before this. Like before we, and that's the thing. Like a lot of y'all probably don't even know. Like we took L's before we came to A7. Like like
Yeah.
we lost before we came to A7 for real. Like we took
No,
L's in flag championship. Like we was in Florida at a world championship for 6 man and lost the 6 man championship by a score of 7-6-0.
Oh.
Lost the championship game. And this is the season before A7. So this was in Florida in last year was 24, Florida in 2023.
no,
So our very
Munch,
first year, we went to Florida. We played a team in the 6 man championship, world championship on the line, and we lost 6-0. Um and then 10K School got introduced. Um we played against we played a 7-on-7 tournament. It was a 7-on-7 tournament, like true pylon 7-on-7 rules, but for adults with 10,000 on the line. Um and we went out there and won it and Scoot QB'd and I was doing my thing and everybody like the whole team. And the crazy part is 90% of the team that won that 10K is on the Insomniacs roster.
Mm.
no,
So
I
like
Hey, Munch, let me ask you a question, right?
go ahead, bro.
Is there anybody, right, individually, teams, few people, or I wouldn't even say it's a question. It's more like a statement. You feel me? And just let me see if you agree with me or not. Is it? I would say it is safe to say that there are some people that are within the league, right? They might be on different teams. They might be on the same teams. But even in flag, they've given y'all a run for y'all money.
Yeah, yeah. There's definitely people when JG when Jeremy and them when they play as the Goonies, they didn't give us a run for our money. Um,
Because it's like
I,
it's
I,
like you said the last podcast, right? That it's good football.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It's
yeah.
good football.
Is
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's the difference in like everybody wants to be superstar. Like everybody wants to be the guy, right? And I think this is the thing that a lot of people can't move past because that ego don't let them. You feel me? Um, like don't get me wrong. Like BIC gave us a run for our money last year. Um, Nightcrawlers gave us a run for our money the year before. Hell, Sick then gave us runs for our money. You feel me? And beat us. But I think one of the major things that people don't recognize, just from a team sports perspective, um, I don't think they understand the sacrifice
Yeah.
that they need to make if they want to win, right?
Mm.
Because
Right.
that's the whole thing is like it's all about winning. That's like the only thing that matters is winning. So whether I have one catch or 10 catches, if we won, okay, cool. Now if I got one catch and we lost, then I'm gonna have to have a conversation with Scoop because I feel like I could have done something to affect the game that would have made us win if I had more catches. But
Yeah.
if we winning, I ain't saying shit. For what? Ain't nothing to say, bro. At the end of the day, as long as that damn $25,000 check keep clearing and we keep getting rings off this shit, I don't care who get the glory. That's why I'm cool to defer and let Ant and block three people while Ant go score a touchdown to ice the game.
Hell of a block, by the way, too,
You feel me?
Money.
Like,
Hell of a
and
block.
and where Ant now is lead blocking for Juice.
you feel what I'm saying? Like, it's fourth down, bro. Like,
Now,
Yeah, I
it's
told
see,
fourth down.
that's
Knox,
that.
Knox, you know better than anybody, bro. On fourth down, I need the ball.
off the rip.
But, bro, like, when I trust my guy, I trust the guys around me to get shit done, and that's
Well,
just what
And
as
gotta
I
happen.
said,
I think that's what
as I said earlier, go ahead,
I,
Knox.
oh my bad, Doug.
No, as I was saying earlier, I said, okay, Wilkerson running with the ball is a scary thing. Him now being a lead blocker is even scarier because now you got a big boy in
Nah,
juice, and of course you still got Devontae back there who goes looking for contact. But having number five now being a lead blocker for somebody else, it almost takes me back to when Roger Craig was blocking for Wendell Tyler or Marcus blocking for Bo Jackson. Like that's just insane.
Yeah,
Right in, man. It's about win. Like one said, it's about winning. When you got that winning mentality, you will do what it takes to win.
Absolutely.
I mean, and if you're playing against people and you know they can't stop you, why would you go away from it? Or if you
100%.
facts,
100%.
know,
Nah.
facts. Why do
100%.
why do Scooter need to throw for 300 when we know it don't matter if y'all put 6 or 7 in the box, y'all not gonna be able to stop it.
What game you want to talk about, Mr. Franklin? You wanted to know about the West Coast. You tell us what you want us to talk about,
We
and we'll
wasn't
talk about it.
we wasn't even talking about the game. Knox asked me a question
You know what I'm saying?
about teams,
hey,
but
but no, Muncie, even with this one, right? Because you said with the Watchmen and BIC, you feel me? Now again, with knowing most of y'all and knowing y'all styles of play and even watching as many reps as I have, in my opinion, I feel like the tougher game was with the Watchmen. You feel me? I feel
the
like
tougher
with
game
BI,
for us,
yeah,
I think 2 years ago, the Watchmen for us would have been a tough game, just because it was our first year in the league and things like that. But I think I just don't see it. I don't know like wh- what I'm looking at right now happening to these teams, these top tier teams, by the Animals, and I think the Animals are really good. Um,
yeah, they done
but
started shit
but
up
what I'm
over there.
looking at happen to them against the Animals, um, yeah, it's like, eh, are y'all actually that good, or are the Animals actually like that much better? You feel what I'm saying? Because to watch this one season turnaround, and I don't feel like they. I mean, they went and got a couple of players, but I don't really feel like they went and got nobody that was because
But
Manny Diaz wasn't there last year,
it
right?
wasn't
Manny
it
Diaz was
wasn't
on the youth.
necessarily that
Right, but
bad. Like,
I think they also improved that defense a lot. Like
That
they
was
had a good
that's the big
offense,
difference. I
and they
thought
had
the
a good
offense
offense
was
already.
good last year. I think their defense got much improved this year.
And now
Good
they have
point.
a go-to guy, Manny Diaz.
Yes. Good point.
that boy,
That boy good, and that's what I'm saying. Like
yeah.
I really like the animal. And Knox knows this because I like good football, bro. And as I'm watching them, bro, they're just playing good football.
And having
Like,
fun.
They playing
yeah,
together.
like that extra point play. I text Matt in the middle of the play and said, they might be on the same level as of asshole that we are. Cause that extra point where they just kept on laterals and laterals and laterals and then finally ran it in. I said, oh yeah, y'all some assholes. I like it.
Oh, for real.
Oh, Manny was with them last year. Okay. I don't know why I thought Manny was on another team last year. But Manny was with the Animals last year. I just think, hey, listen, I think the difference is the Animals mindset. Last year, it's a Drake lyric. I got to excuse me. It's a Drake lyric that say, fuck all that happy to be here shit that y'all want me on. I'm the big homie. They still be trying to little bro me, dog. And I think that's how the Watchmen feel. Like they walking in and they like, yeah, we ain't the little homies no more. We about to run this shit.
You mean the animals?
Or the animals, yeah. My bad, my bad. That's how the animals feels
Uh,
like they
I
was
think
little bro, and it's like once little bro get to whooping big bro ass, it's like, oh shit, what's going on? Like,
I think
and I
once they
think
realized in that playoff game they went toe to toe with BIC and they almost brought it home. They said, you know what, let's get what we need to get and fix the defense up better than it was, add a little bit more firepower, and here
and I
they
think
are.
they're doing it in the same manner that we did. It's like,
Yep.
no, we're gonna go get our guys. Like we're gonna go get guys who are normally with us. And we're gonna go and I'm telling you, like I just love the brand of football that they playing right now. It actually excites me. Like it's very few games like the BICU game obviously last year, that Night Crawlers and Watchmen game 2 years ago when we was in Ohio watching it. Um, but there's a few games that get me excited as far as just good football being played on both sides. Um, and
Oh
I
yeah,
feel like
my son to kill me.
even though there's good football being played on both sides, I feel like the animals they're dominating it, and I like it because I feel like it's a changing of the guard. And y'all got to remember, I'm a little brother, so when I see little bro start to take over
Of course,
from
anything
big
I can
bro,
do.
you feel me? I really want to. I really like it. So that's why I'm so high on the animals.
2-5 and Coach James. Let me ask you guys this question. Now I've already asked Munch this question, but from your perspective, do you see perhaps a changing of the guard? Do you think it's the end of the era for the U, and perhaps the animals might be taking that spot?
Go ahead, Knox.
I was gonna say, didn't Huff leave?
Now he
No,
just
he's
been
still in the
hurt.
U.
No, I'm still there.
He's just been hurt.
He just hurt, bro.
Yeah, but like even just watching them in the playoff game last without him, I feel like you know what I'm saying. I want to say even somebody said like he wasn't there last week when they played to be able to make the play calls and stuff like that. So it's like without him, like he really to me not like for them, right? He's almost like holds their identity. You feel me? Like when you speak, you got to speak on Huff. If he ain't necessarily around, then it is what it is. So I feel like that's also make to let the animals do what they've been doing. You feel me? Like Mun said, they're making a statement. You feel me? They're coming up and letting it be known. Like last season or whatever, we did what we did, but this season we actually coming 10 times harder because we know what the competition is looking like. They went and did what they had to do to be able to take over that number two, number one spot.
Coach, your thoughts?
Um, I think the U's in a little bit of transition because they were the big dogs for so long, and now they lost tough to Silk City 2 seasons ago. He came back last season and got hurt, and now they combined with Snow Tribe, and Huff is still hurt. So yeah, I mean you could say that the U's is having a downward trajectory when it comes to being the top dog. BIC, Ken Stansbury is going to do what he can to keep that team loaded. But the parity coming in on the East Coast is some of those top guys that are just sitting on the bench or deciding they want to go to other teams. So, you know, Watchmen looked really horrible today. They look so bad. You know, uh, I
I don't
mean,
know. Carlos
the,
Carlos Crosland looked like a monster. I just want
he
to throw that
did,
out
but
there.
I mean,
That boy
but
looked
Yeah,
like a monster today.
they didn't
yeah,
But
He
look
that's
like
a
nice.
the
He
player.
is very nice.
That's a
he's
player,
nice.
but
not the team.
but they're
You know.
also missing guys for some suspensions. So when those suspensions end, you never know how they're gonna
Forgot about that.
reload. Um, but right now, David Tender and the Silk City Animals to me look like the best team right now. They're playing great football on the offense side of the ball. They're doing just enough, like the Rams when they had Kurt Warner, just enough on defense
The greatest show
Mm-hmm.
on turf.
to to
Yep.
to
But but
keep.
but that defense, that first of all, First of all, Adam Archuleta and Aeneas Williams was on that defense, so
Oh,
Right, but I'm just saying they're
big
doing
facts.
enough to, you
they
know,
wasn't doing just enough.
Okay, well, first off, Aeneas Williams didn't come to the Rams until after they won their first Super Bowl because he was not on the Super Bowl 34 winning team.
He
He
wasn't.
was on the team. He was no, he wasn't.
He was on the team that lost to the Patriots.
Yes,
Damn, why did I
Ah,
think he was there the year before?
no. No, when the Rams won in '99, he was still an Arizona Cardinal
Oh, okay.
because the reason why I said it because he was the guy in '99 that ended Steve Young's career because Lawrence Phillips couldn't pick up a damn blitz.
Monday
that's
Night Football. I
facts.
was there.
Makes sense. Makes sense. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Ran him
Um,
over in his back, right?
but like I said, I'm not
Ah,
trying to clown the Rams.
Aeneas
I'm
hit him.
just saying,
No,
I'm just
Aeneas hit
trying to
him
say
straight
that
up forward.
they had a good defense, enough just to make the plays to keep them, ahead in these games.
Yeah,
Thanks for your
no,
help
for
today.
sure.
And
And
then
what it is,
Hmm.
what else I wanted to say is, Knox, good job today. Way to run that field. Way to keep everything under control, and you've been doing a great job ever since
Absolutely,
you becoming
absolutely.
Absolutely.
commissioner.
Kudos.
I don't know if he heard you, bro. I think he got a little preoccupied. But now what I noticed the animals are doing. The animals are creating turnovers at the right time.
Yep.
Like the one thing that I noticed with them watching them is like they'll be up 8 points, they'll be up 10 points, and then they'll get a turnover, and then it's like, all right, now we go and that offense being what it is, it's like you can't stop that offense. So they go from being up 8, up 10 to being up 2 scores, and once they up 2 scores, they just at that point they just playing around,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, they pile on.
Because once
Let's see.
once once they're up 2 scores, and I think again this is the same way that I feel about us. Once they get up 2 scores, it's like y'all not gonna stop our offense. So y'all gonna make another mistake, and our defense gonna capitalize on it, and then like that's when we really bury you. So once they get up 2 scores, that's what's making them so tough. You
Mm-hmm.
get what I'm saying? Them getting up 2 scores, and then it's like, all right, now our defense is gonna play however they need to play for us to win because we know that they can't stop our offense. So at the minimum, we're gonna win by 2 scores. Like, so I like it.
Hey, Munch, question: who would you be more excited or willing to or wanting to match up with coming out the East this season?
The animals, for sure. The animals. The animals. Everybody
Yeah.
said the night crawlers were too fast for us. Everybody said BIC was too physical for us. And I feel like the animals are the equivalent of the insomniacs on the East Coast.
So what challenges do you think the animals would bring to you guys that you haven't already faced?
Yeah, I'm be honest with you. I don't, outside of Tinder being big and fast, um, I don't I can't say that they every single team that we face in the championship has bought a top tier receiver. Um and we didn't strap that shit up. So while I think Manny Diaz is good, um, I don't think he's as good as Ashanti Worthy or as good
Mm.
as what's old guy's number 7 from Nightcrawler.
BMA Keith,
No, not BMA Keys. It was another one, number 7.
Rico Brown,
Rico Brown. There we go. Um,
right? But Yay, he covered BMA Keith.
but that. No. Ye was covering Rico Brown. Rico Brown had that one catch the first play of the game, and then after that didn't have another one.
Yeah, that was BMA Keith, not Rico.
No, bro, James, come on, bro, don't do this. I'm telling you,
I'm telling you.
it was not. It was not Keith. Keith was number 0. No, Danye was not guard. Danye was guarding 7. Who's Rico Brown? And then last year in the championship he guarded Ashanti, and we seen how that went. I don't think Manny Diaz poses Danye any threat. And then what makes that even worse is now we got a guy who's 6'4" and it can line up in front of receivers as well. So it's like pick your poison. And then defensively, I don't think either one of those defenses are better than the two defenses that we faced um, the last 2 years. So I don't feel that they pose a new threat to us. I just think that the way that they play and the way that we play, it'll be a fun matchup. That's it. I still think we beat them by 2 touchdowns, but you know that's Munch talking. You know, I just like I said, I just think it'll be an exciting matchup.
What about you,
Well,
James?
a
Who
lot
you
of
got?
people think.
Who do I got out of the East?
Yeah, like who would you be most excited to see you guys matched up against?
Obviously, the team that's the most exciting to watch right now. Like we already, like with BIC, we've been there, done that. The U's on a decline, so I don't
I
want to play
see
a
what you
declining
did
team.
there. Been there,
What's
done
up?
that. I said, been
Yeah,
there, done that, huh?
yeah. I don't want to play the U because they're on the decline. Uh, Watchmen, like if they get their
The
act together,
Hawks,
I wouldn't mind
the
playing them.
Hawks. I lied. That's who I want to play. The Hawks.
And I think I know why.
But only if Corey Hammond agrees that he's going to play the whole game at quarterback.
See, that's why I say I know why.
Like we've already played like the best team in Ohio, and we played, the Nightcrawler. So yeah, right now David Tender and the Silk City, that's the team that's they're the new flavor of the month. So
New flavor of the month is crazy. Oh man, I do. I do think that the way the division got set up last year, the way the divisions got set up last year, and us not being able to have the crossover games in the semifinals, I do think that though that really hurt us. And what I mean by hurt us, I don't mean necessarily hurt us. I mean hurt the league because I feel like people would have really wanted to see that Sick with it BIC matchup last year, or people would have really wanted to see the U versus us last year. You feel me? To see, all right, well, is it the West or is it the East? Because a lot of people said, well, if they were doing the crossovers, it will have another UBIC championship. You feel what I'm saying? Or the
we could have had
Renegades too.
we could have had a sick with it Insomniac championship.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And I think like I keep saying this, but I just think I real life think people discount Sick with it as a team simply because they're stuck in this place where they beat a bunch of teams that suck, and then the one team that they lose to is going to win the national championship. So it's like literally stuck between a rock and a hard place. Like,
I
how do
mean,
you?
I wouldn't say stuck in the sense, bro. Like keeping it real, I just feel like they kind of lack consistency. You feel me? Even from right, not about me only being there. You know what I'm saying? It was a lack of consistency. It was a lack of trust. You feel me? It was a lack of shit, any type of bonding for real. You feel me? You just got motherfuckers that was just showing up and thinking that, you feel me, everything was gonna be peaches and cream when it's like comes to a real battle or a real game. Like I'm gonna feel most comfortable with playing or being alongside or even just going to anything, bro. Going to war. Like I want people around me that I legitimately fuck with. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I want people around me that I trust. I want people that I don't really I could look at you and with one look that just communicated so many different things. You feel me? So it's like it's a lack of consistency.
Yeah, but that's what I guess is what I'm saying. Because you're saying it's a lack of consistency in the players. I'm saying I think but as a team, as an organization, Sick is consistent, bro. Sick beats the teams that they're supposed to beat. Like,
I think they would
and
have beat
they
the
beat
U
him.
last year.
They beat him handedly. Like Sick beats the teams that they're supposed to beat, and they beat them handedly.
I,
Like
I think
I,
they would
I
have beat the
think I
U in a
think Sick would
crossover.
have beat the U last year.
I mean, Munch,
Absolutely.
if we keeping it real though, you feel me? Again, let's just keep it real. speaking as a player in both leagues, you feel me? It's like respectfully, and even if some of them guys is watching, they know I'm just gonna speak facts. Nigga, shit can't even really beat y'all in flag.
Not
So
anymore, no.
right, you feel me? Those used to be the games.
Yeah,
Those used to be the games.
Hey,
You know
yeah.
what
Knox,
I'm saying? What's going on?
I think if Sikwa would have played the U, their emotions would have been out the building. Because when they play us, it's a high emotional game with us for some reason. But I think if they would have played the U, I think they would have mopped up the U.
Yeah, I don't think I think Sick gets like that because they're playing against us. Because these are guys they got to see every week. You feel me? Like, and they know that they're looked at as little brother right now, and so that's why even after the win last year versus us, y'all not when I say y'all I mean Sick. Like they were supposed to be excited for that win because that's the knockoff.
They
Like
played a great game. They
that
played a
was the
great
one
game.
that was the one that where you go, okay, so they are human, they are mortal. Like like remember you was watching X-Men and you seen Wolverine actually like take pain and you like, oh shit, like you can hurt him. Um and I think that was what it was, but then when it came to the playoff game, I think they felt our energy was different and they kind of shied away from it instead of playing the game
Back.
that they yeah, playing the game that they had played before. Um, so I
It goes,
just
it goes, it goes on the consistency though, right?
nah that for sure do.
You know what I'm saying? Because again, I could tell you, like even like I said, from the times I was over there, it's not like motherfuckers wasn't giving y'all a run for y'all money. You feel me?
Yeah,
It wasn't
they
like, you know
was.
what I'm saying, happen to dig down and out, you know what I'm saying, or really have those team bonding moments where it's like, hey, y'all really over here. You feel me? But it's like when it came down to other games, once it came down to that third and fourth quarter, the consistency went out the window, and motherfuckers was never able to finish the game.
Bro,
It
of
was a
all the
game.
games that we've played versus Sick, I think there was 3 times that Sick had us down 2 scores.
It was the first two games.
No, 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 no. It was
Uh,
it wasn't it was the first 2 games and it was the
Fall brawl.
fall brawl championship game.
Yep.
So those 3 games, Sick had us down multiple scores, and but I think that goes back to what Knox is saying.
Yeah.
Like I
Well,
I
the
I
way
know
I
where
see it,
that when there's guys coming who can line up next to me,
yeah,
I know like we don't get flustered when we down 2 scores. We was down 2 scores
like,
against the Nightcrawlers. We was down 2 scores against BIC. But when I look at Scoot and go, all right, bro, it's go time. Like you feel me? Like it's
well,
go
I
time, bro.
think that's what sets us apart from any team in the league. No one that makes the adjustments quicker and make the adjustments on defense and offense to better ourselves than any other team in the league.
But what about the BIC game? Because while we're talking about the U and them being on a decline, is
Uh-huh.
there something that we're seeing from BIC that's making us go, okay, like they still got it? Or do y'all think they coasted? Because to me, even today, like I said, it never felt like the U was going to win that game. Um, do y'all think BIC is kind of coasting?
I just think
Mm.
they got their offense, and all these years that they talked about their defense is not the defense that they've had. That goes along with that
I
Renegade
was
game.
gonna
They
say
had a chance to lose that game too.
they, they rely more on their offense, right? If our offense can put up numbers, defense just barely got to do enough. You know what I'm saying? They don't necessarily have an elite defense to where you worried about 2 to 3 guys. Like, let's just say, pointing at your guys, you're gonna mention McWilliams, mention AJ, don't mention Reeves. You feel me? You're gonna mention shit Shadow at this point in time. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you guys have more honorable, noble. They rely more on their
Yeah.
I think their offense is okay. Their defense is just gonna have to step up a little bit more.
I haven't. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but like playing against them in the championship game, and then watching the way that they started this season, I don't see the same level of enthusiasm. I don't see the same um attention to detail. I just don't see the same intensity that I saw. And maybe like that's why I'm saying maybe they just coasting to try to make it through the season healthy because they know at playoffs they gonna turn it up. Some good teams can do that, and I get it, but I just
I
I'm
don't know,
the
but
jury's still out on them.
it's you know the saying, how you practice, how you play.
Yeah,
They cannot play this way going into the playoffs, especially if they're gonna play the animals. I don't think they can play. They don't need to coast. They need
yeah.
to get it together
Well,
like
we'll
right
find.
now.
Which what I was about to say. We'll find out in 2 weeks when they play the animals because believe it or
Honey,
not,
honey.
whether they want it to be, whether they make it seem like it's something or it's not, they don't want to lose. They don't want to be dethroned in the East, and I get it because I don't want to be dethroned in the West. But I think that they're going to come out with a lot more intensity, especially with the way Tinder get on podcasts and talk.
Yeah, and that young, I think they are going to come out on that game with a lot of fire because, of course, we're talking about Tinder. We're not talking about them. You know, it's going to be the David Tinder versus BIC and the animals, yada yada yada. So I think they might come. They will want to play their best football that game.
Only my only question is they do we think their best football is enough right now?
Ooh,
That's all I'm asking. Do we
ooh.
do we think that BIC's best football is enough to stop what the animals got coming right? What the animals got going right now?
I'll say it like this. I think if the Animals put up 68 like they did in the playoff game, I don't think BIC can match that scoring.
Now that I can agree to because it seems like when the U scored, the animals punched them right back in the mouth.
Yes.
And that makes a huge difference. So that's why I say I think the BIC is going to have to really tighten up their defense before they get to the animals because
But
Tender's not going to stop.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all though. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I think I think Sterry can score with anybody.
Sterry, yes. I
Yeah,
don't.
yeah,
That valid point, but I
yeah.
don't know if they
Between
could put up.
having between
But
having
I don't.
Sterry, KK, and uh Ashanti, I think they can score with anybody. What I think BIC's offense lacks this year is a true running back. That
Oh,
that's that's
okay,
where I
man.
think it. That's where I
Don't
think
don't
it's.
but don't they got Mr. Trey Robinson?
They do.
Yeah, but y'all know how I feel about him. He really ass. But but I just whether he's at running back, he's just he isn't doing some of the things that I saw Courage do or who else was over there running the ball? Joker.
The ice cream truck.
Oh, there we go. So I'm like, I don't see it. Like they don't have a real running back. All of their runs are going through Sterry. There was no I saw that guy today, um, the guy with the dreads, and I thought he was okay, but they don't have a back that's a bruising downhill back that you go, okay, we worried about their run game too. You're more worried about Sterry on scrambles than you are just their true run game. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm interested to see if they're able to stay balanced with that. Because the one thing that I've noticed the animals have done, and they did it last week against the U, even this week against the Watchmen, I thought they did a pretty
And
good
Whitey.
job of it. It was a little worse, but I thought they did a pretty good job of having rush lanes and having somebody to account for the quarterback.
Mm,
Valid
You
point.
know, so
valid.
I as I watch, it's just like, all right, I think Sterry gonna be able to get away from a lot of that, but at the same time, it's like if he doesn't, are y'all able to just go, all right, well, we gonna run the ball and just run it down their throats. And I don't know if they have a running back that they trust to do that with.
All right. Well, just to recap what happened here in Week 3 of the A7FL, the Gold beats, the Stealth beats the Gold 50-18. In Asbury Park, the Animals beat the Watchmen 58-32. Crush on the board, they beat the Octane 49-20. Heathens beat the Buzz 38-14. Insomniacs took care of business over Sick 48-18. BIC beats the U 45-40. Renegades beat the Hawks in the Corey Hammond Bowl 44-6. Next week, as we are in the month of April, as we are on the last week of last 2 days of March. Next week we have Gold Hunters, which could be actually a pretty good back and forth game next week at the 1 o'clock hour at Matter Academy. We got the BIC taking on the Buzz. That probably will be a mercy rule. Crush and the Octane go at it again.
Oh, they playing another game?
They're playing each other again. This time, the Octane will be the home team, and the Crush will be the visitors. That's in Cincinnati. Stealth and the Insomniacs meet for the first time ever. Somebody's O will go in the Battle of Unbeatens. And the Renegade. Now, this matchup is very intriguing. It's the Renegades and the Watchmen in Maryland. That's coming up at 4 p.m., and that is your Week 4 slate. In the A7FL, the Animals and the U are on a bye week. And Sickwitted is on a bye week, and also the Hawks are on a bye week here in the A7.
Who Virginia play?
Heathens, they're on a bye.
Oh, they're on a bye too. Okay.
Yes, they are on a bye.
Oh, so it's a light week next week.
Yeah, so you only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total games on the slate for next week, April the 6th. We at Matter Academy have the Hunter and the Gold, and the Insomniacs and the Stealth in the 4 o'clock game. Again, go to asnfl.tv/watch where you can watch the game in your areas. Gentlemen, and Bino says, tell Jimmy he didn't have to do me like that. Well, I mean, it is what it is, right, Bino? But, guys,
That's my guy.
final thoughts before we put a bone wrap on this recap show, to which we again appreciate 2-5 coming on and dropping some knowledge, and we also appreciate Coach James Burgoyne for coming on. But gentlemen, final thoughts before we put a bone wrap on this.
The one to watch next week will be the Renegades Watchmen game, because that'll tell me a lot that I need to know about the Renegades. Because while I did see what the Animals did to the Watchmen, I still think the Watchmen are a really good team, and so if the Renegades can take care of them, then I think the conversation starts to become what is the actual hierarchy of the East Coast Division? You know, who's if the Animals are number 1 right now, which is what it looks like, is BIC number 2 because they beat the Renegades on a drop pass on an extra point? Are the Renegades better because they've beat better team? I think it makes it interesting. I think but if they lose to the Watchmen, then the question is BIC number 2? Are the Watchmen number 2 because they're only losses to the number 1 team? I think it makes for interesting storylines as we watch that game. So I'm excited about that game next week.
2-5, what you got?
I'm excited for Stealth Insomniacs. That's what I want to say. That's the Stealth players today, right? If they really want to be number 2, they call themselves one to be number 2, can they put up more than 18 points next week?
Ooh.
Well, I mean, the Gold had a chance, and like I said, I really think the Hunters and the Gold really might be a very entertaining game to watch, because somebody will get their first win of the season next week, and I really think it might come down to a last second score to win the game. I really believe that. Mizzle, what do you got?
I just got that this was a tremendous week, as everybody proclaimed it to be. Again, like I said in the chat, like Munch says, you got to get yourself some better friends. And the Hunters
Munch,
and the Gold, I'm looking for. Go ahead.
I was just saying, Munch, you really need to turn that into a T-shirt.
My friends are just better.
That or find better, that or
will.
hashtag find better friends. I'm just saying.
I'm working on it. I got a T-shirt guy. I'll call him.
No, I was just happy how this week turned out. I mean, besides the little chippiness that was going on, glad it got handled. It didn't get too out of line. But
Shout out to Knox.
for sure, for sure.
And both coaching staffs
Yeah.
for also getting involved and not escalating the situation. Shout outs to both coaching staffs.
I was just gonna say that too. You feel me? Definitely big shout outs to both sidelines. When it came down to communication, I feel like both sidelines, you know, questions, issues, all that. And for the most part, we always gonna try to get it taken care of. We'll stay with it first.
All right. So first off, we'd like to thank everybody for chiming in with us. Again, special thanks to Coach James Burgoyne, the back-to-back world champion Insomniacs. Special thanks to Live with 2-5. Good to see him on the field. Good to see him back on the podcast. And of course, our special correspondent on the Mizzle and Dove A7 recap show. Of course, the one, the only Debo Munch, as the Insomniacs took care of business today over Sickwood at 48-14. As Juice
Sorry.
was the star of the show, but Debo Munch did get to shoot off a couple of arrows today.
Hey. Well, one last thing. Was that a touchdown when you grabbed it much and rolled in the end zone?
We
When
found
you recovered
out.
that fumble?
We found
Actually,
out
Wilkerson
after
actually
the
was in
fact
the end
that
zone.
that Wilkerson was in the end zone, but on the field,
Yes.
it was called that he dropped the ball at the 1. So I picked it up and scored. So I technically had 3 touchdowns today.
Yes, you
There we
did.
go.
But
There we go.
but there was a great photo by Sideline Sports that clearly showed
Sideline
that
Imagery. Shout out Sideline Imagery on Instagram.
When
Hit up Dion. He's
yeah.
a great sports
yeah,
photographer.
there's a great shot that clearly shows that when Wilkerson did the flip, the ball was clearly across the goal line. So technically, the touchdown should go to Anthony Wilkerson.
It should. Now, if they're gonna go back and review it and take my touchdown away and give it to him, I don't want him to, but I wouldn't be mad at it. But I like my hat trick.
I'm on the
I settle for
podcast.
my hat trick.
Football.
And just to clarify, Mr. Wilkerson himself just come in and said, "I scored." So there you go.
I mean,
So
it's not on the books.
Give
so-
him
Thank
the
you very
TD. He did. He says, "I did not pull a Deshaun Jackson. I did not do it."
No, he did.
You took the words right out my mouth.
All right, my guys. I'm gonna get ready to go teach these kids in the morning.
All
Appreciate
right, we
you, Munch.
appreciate Munch coming on to
appreciate
be a
y'all
contributor.
always, baby.
Yes, sir.
And of course, again, special thanks to Live with 2-5 for coming on and hanging out with us. And folks, stay tuned because there's a Mizzle and Dove show, a quick one, a 30 to 45-minute one coming up as we recap the Final Four, as we talk about who's in the Final Four, recap NBA scores to where the Phoenix Suns got mollywopped by 39 in their own gym, needless to say. Yes, you did, Mr. Wilkerson. And by the way, on your other touchdown run, Wilkerson, I'm just gonna say that the missus that was wearing your jersey, I guess she telepathically sent the power of chicken nuggets to you because as I'm watching it, she was eating some chicken nuggets while you were doing your thing. So there must be some telepathic thing going on between the chicken nuggets. But yeah, just wanted to point that out. But good game today as always. Special thanks to those that came and watched us for these last hour and 43 minutes. So again, next week, just one more time to go over the games here in week 4 of the ASNFL. A very light slate as we will come back on the 6th of April. Once again, at Matter Academy at 1 p.m., we have the Hunters and the Gold. At 4 o'clock, we have the Insomniacs and the Stealth. And then across the rest of the league, we have BIC and the Buzz in Maryland. We got the Crush and Octane going at it again in Cincinnati. And to close out the slate, we have the Renegades taking on the Watchmen again. Go to asnfl.com/watch to check the games in your local listings. But for our special guest, Coach James Burgoyne of the Insomniacs, special thanks to Live with 2-5. Live with 2-5, as you know, the door is always open for you to come on the show, brothers. Just let us know when you want us to send you the link.
And you already know, I'm back. Like I said, I'm back.
But Good to
Let's
see you, brother.
go.
Appreciate
Of course, we'll be right back in a few moments as Mizzle and I will do a quick Mizzle and Dub Show recap of what went down in the other world of sports, not named the A7NFL. But from everybody here from A7NFL Nevada, we say thank you for watching. Again, if you want to support the A7NFL, we do have some A7NFL and other side of the ball merchandise at the Mizzle and Dub Show Shopify.com store. So, yes, get you some other side of the ball gear and some A7 gear from the Mizzle and Dub merch shop. But until next time, yeet. And until next time, thank you for watching.
And by the way, we will not have a late edition of the Mizzle and Dub Show A7 because I'm off next week and the triple box is making a return.
In other words, Mizzle's own Red Zone coming up to you next week in week 4 of the A7FL, so stay tuned for that. But for now, for 2-5, for Munchie, for Coach JB, and for Mizzle, I'm Double A, saying thank you for watching, and well, on the East Coast, good morning, and on the West Coast, good night. But for those that are still up and want to be night owls, come back with us. Mizzle and Dub Show coming up in less than 15 minutes.
Yes, sir. Take us out, son.
And we will see you next week for Mizzle and Dub A7FL recap show.
Lord, diggity.